Our men's doubles gold medal match, the top seed Will Howells and Jack Munro taking on the 14 seed, the surprise advance into the championship Sunday for Will Sobek and Eduardo Irizarry. As we welcome you into the booth here on Championship Court alongside Next Gen National Team Head Coach Chad Edwards and Pro Pickleball Coach Dominic Catalano. I'm Dorian Kraft. Will Howells still in pursuit of the first men's Triple Crown on the APP Tour since 2022. And he and Jack Munro, they have been so solid all year long. They have won 3 consecutive gold medals on tour this year. Yeah, they complement each other so well. You want to talk about 2 players who can play as slow as can be, but if you test their hands, they're lightning. And so that's that combination that we look for out of Howells and Munro. They're going to drop most of their thirds. You're going to see them come in, work their way to the kitchen line. You talked with Will Howells earlier this week, and you asked about that. What is it with you where you drop pretty much 80% of the time? And he said, I have the confidence that when I get to the kitchen line, nobody can beat me. And so he wants to get to that kitchen line, determine and kind of dictate play right there. And then when you're next to Jack Munro, whose hands are lightning quick, it only helps, and it's shown with all their gold medals this year.
Yeah, for Sobek and Irizarry, what got them through yesterday was the fact that everybody was trying to blast through their hands. Their defense is so good that you don't want to try and test their hands. Irizarry was all over the place with getting those balls back, and then Sobek, we've seen him in just about every event. He gets balls back that you never expect. Where they struggle a little bit is that softer game. They try and kind of frustrate their opponents and get them to speed up. I don't think Howells and Munro are going to bite. They're so strong in that soft game. They have the ability to manipulate the point and move it around. This one's going to be tough. Sobek and Irizarry playing together for the first time in a couple of years, but looking like a well-oiled machine. They're taking on Will Howells and Jack Munro in our men's doubles gold medal match here in Fort Lauderdale. Hands out some hardware in the men's doubles. Jack Munro, Will Howells, they have gotten the better of Eric Lang and Max Manthau the first 2 times through. Oh. Right down the line, threads the needle with the backhand.
The wind just knocked that lob down. I thought it was good off his paddle.
Smooth sailing for the top seeds in game number 1. Howells and Munro take it 11-6. Manthau doing work there on the left. We're tied at 6. Manthau and Lang take game number 2. 1 game to decide it all. Howells just grip to retake the lead.
Put it into 4th gear right there.
Brings up championship point. The men with the Midas touch. 3rd straight gold for Jack Munro and Will Howells. Eduardo Irizarry and Will Sobek making a run into Championship Sunday, the 14 seed. They were on the bottom half of the bracket that ended up being anarchy after the 2 seeds, Max Manthau and Eric Lang, fell in the first round. Irizarry and Sobek in black, Howells and Jack Munro in the white and blue.
This has got the ability to, this match has the ability to have some points that last about 40 shots. Because all 4 of these players are going to wait for the right moment to pull the trigger.
Pulled wide there by Sobek. When you are 4 players that are comfortable in the longer dink rallies, how do you know what the right shot to pull the trigger is?
Usually it's that dead dink that's sitting right in front, or something that is allowed you to get a little bit more extended. I think out of the 4 guys on the court right now, we're going to see a little bit more aggressive play from Munro. Howells will wait for that pop-up or the second attack.
And just as we say that, like they're going to drop in the open, I said they're going to drop most of the time.
Howells will. Howells will.
And Munro's
going to drive a lot more.
Yeah.
What we're seeing from Munro more lately now is that when he is really dictating the tempo of play, that's where he's playing his best.
Sobek able to catch the right hip of Howells.
And right there, Munro got what he wanted. He had the initial speed up, and he knew it was coming back. He just didn't finish the second.
Sobek captured a gold on the APP Tour back in 2023 in New York.
That was epic.
So epic. You want to talk about epic gold medal matches.
You still use your little voice snippet from that, Dom, on the opening of every show.
Howells able to get a ball down, or rather Sobek able to get a ball down at Howells as he's moving forward to finally force the side out, but 4 points for the top seeds to start us off here in game 1.
That's a good spot right there from Howells. He splits the difference between Sobek and Irizarry.
You can hear the wind starting to pick up even more. Oh,
just
almost. Hey, good job just to get a paddle on it after it clipped the net cord there. Jumped up over his shoulder.
Sobek overextended into the net. 5-0 for Munro and Howells.
If Munro hits that hard, Sobek gets it back with a big counter. It's the fact that Munro knows when to attack hard and when to change speeds.
Sobek
and use the net cord on an earning.
Sobek staring back at the net going, really? Come on. Can't afford that right now.
A timeout taken by Sobek and Irizarry as Howells and Munro have run out to a 6-point lead in our men's doubles gold medal match.
Okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. I'm not keys, close to God, close to me. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV. It coming in soon. I couldn't leave it on the clean variant or an experience. You gotta get it and do what it do. Hey, the homie is you. Always gonna wait till I've been running, came out gunning, stop the fight. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hate on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on the earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me.
The APP U.S. Collegiate National Championships last week in Cape Coral, Florida, taking home the team event. Jack Munro grabbing a gold in men's doubles and mixed doubles. You want to talk about the next gen? That's the next gen coming up. Just
Good
long.
hand. Yes, we did leave you hanging. You wanted us to continue a long conversation right as the point started.
Play was starting. We got a lot in front of us right now.
It's not my fault you can't multitask. As
we can
Irizarry
multitask.
puts that at the feet of Howells.
We just
Second
didn't want to be
server on the way.
talking through the whole point. But yes, we did go to Indiana last year, and the level of play between last January and this year for the collegiate, we're going to continue to see the growth.
We continue to see the strong start here for Will Howells and Jack Munro. It is 8-0-2 here in game number 1.
Whoa. On again.
With a spike Ernie from Jack Munro.
But Munro's going to get all the credit here, but it's Will Howells' reset. The backhand checkup reset, and then the pop-up from Sobek. And Munro gets all the credit.
Howells' hands so good on the counter.
Sobek ends up backing up as he goes to hit that instead of staying strong.
Game point for Jack Munro and Will Howells. Quick work of game number 1 in our men's doubles gold medal match. Jack Munro, Will Howells take it 11-0. Game 2 still ahead here in Fort Lauderdale.
At the Botanist, we always look further, seeing potential where others may not. We sustainably hand forage 22 Isla Botanicals to make a beautifully balanced gin, capturing the essence of our Scottish island home, consciously crafted by our community to be enjoyed by yours. Look further.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
One-way traffic for Will Howells and Jack Munro in game number 1, 11-0.
Business-like. That's all you can really say from here. It was just very clean. Jack Munro coming out driving a lot of thirds. Will Howells playing that soft game, setting up Munro, and it was all she wrote, 11-0 in game number 1.
Sobek and Irizarry only had one surface side.
Got to do something here. Got to fix something here, and we'll see if ends have anything to do with this here for Irizarry and Sobek, but they've got to get to the kitchen line. They've got to be a little bit more aggressive. They played on their heels. Jack Munro really pulled a lot of triggers at the kitchen line, put them in a bad position.
Good reset there by Irizarry.
Well, and that's what Irizarry and Sobek want Howells and Munro to do, is try to attack them, because they're looking at that countering. You know, Dom, you're talking about them playing more aggressive. It doesn't really fit into their play style. They kind of have to try and frustrate Howells and Munro and get them to speed up in a wrong spot. But still, difficult task right now. All right, get a couple of helping hands there with a missed return.
Howells put it right back through the middle to earn the side out.
0-1-1. Oh, and Howells got jammed up just enough. Good counter there from Sobek right at the body.
0-1-2.
Irizarry not able to shape the ATP, one apiece.
Well, it's hard right there because Irizarry's got a pinch middle if Munro pulls that trigger there. And so he's just a little late on the hard cross-court roll from Munro going around the post.
Not going to fool Munro with that.
Well, a good spot, and again, Munro's so quick. It's a backhand flick. Knows it's going to come down the line, so just switches to the right hand and hits the overhead. But I was also laughing at the communication there from Munro, telling Howells that his drop was good when Howells was already at the kitchen line.
It's like, it's good, be ready. But yeah, I love the combo from Howells. It's a left-handed flick and a right-handed put away.
Sobek tried to hit
all over it.
Sobek tried to hit it. Another backhand forehand combo with the left right.
Some ridiculous counters there by Will Howells.
He took something off the next one, right? Irizarry's ready for 100% pace, and Howells gets it down, takes a little off it. It's a whiff.
Missed drive from Irizarry, side out. Howells pulled the trigger just long.
But that's an excellent leave there from Munro as well. Howells pulls that trigger, elevated into the armpit of Irizarry. He does get a good forehand on it, but it's the fact that he laid the paddle back that he couldn't keep it in the court.
Munro can't keep that in the court.
And he made it look easy, too. That's the thing, Chad. Munro lets that go, and he's just like, oh, ho-hum. All three of us would have played it.
Probably. Yeah, definitely.
Irizarry tried to slide it down the line just a bit wide. Another point. It's 4-2-2 here in game two.
Well, and that's the issue with Irizarry and Sobek trying to play aggressive. It's not in their game. Irizarry is a little late there.
Sobek misses the pickup as the lead grows to 3. Howells Munro, the 2 top medal winners on tour so far in 2025.
Howells missed an opportunity. It was a good drive and a pop-up, and he was just about a half step behind, had to let that bounce, and then he got in on him because of the spin.
Munro again able to create.
Yeah, but Munro there too. He also hits a softer paced ball, knowing that Sobek's going to try and counter it with more pace. So then Munro is even shorter on the next one.
Well, that time Irizarry can't make the dink, so another quick side out.
Munro's just going fishing over there. Like he's just baiting them, just holding it out there, going, here you go, speed it up. And I'm just waiting for it.
5, 2, 1. Sobek gets down cross court.
Dip that shoulder.
That was a hack. Swinging an axe.
Howells sitting all over the drive. Another point. It's 6-2.
It's just cross-body speed up right there from Will Howells. Goes from his left hip to Sobek's left hip as Sobek's sitting forehand. That's a beautiful spot.
Another Ernie for Jack Munro.
And that was a late move there from Munro as well. Saw the change of direction from Sobek. Takes off, and then he goes over the right shoulder of Sobek. Nothing that Sobek can do to catch up to that one.
Timeout on court as Howells and Munro up big in game number 2, 7-2.
Will Howells Jack Munro firmly in control here.
Will Howells and Jack Munro made quick work of game number 1. It was 11-0. Similar situation here in game number 2, up 7-2. They have been in control pretty much from the jump.
Yeah, they're just playing clean. They're doing what they want. You're seeing Will Howells in front of, Jack Munro in front of Will Sobek, and just kind of playing around, going, here's what I can do, here's what I'm going to do, and it's almost like he's going, like I said, he's going fishing. He's baiting him into what he wants, and he's getting it pretty much every time.
Why is that matchup so favorable for Munro?
Well, because Sobek is trying to make something happen. You're down, you're trying to make something happen, and it feeds right into the hands game of Jack Munro.
Good deep return there, kind of just slid through the court a little bit. Irizarry and Sobek, an opportunity to try and get a couple more points, and there's another free one.
2 of the 3 points here in game number 2 for Sobek and Irizarry have come off of missed returns. Ernie, number 4. What is Jack Munro seeing over there?
Well, they're going too fine down the line, that being Sobek and Irizarry, mostly Sobek. So it's giving Munro that opportunity to wait and see where that ball's going to go and still have plenty of time to be able to hit the Ernie.
Medium pace backhand flick from Howells to force the side out.
Again, it's just playing the game. Talking about playing chess, and that's exactly what Howells and Munro are doing right now. Yeah, don't give William, though, a ball right there. I mean,
no,
he's flying in with that forehand. He loves that.
It's a little too high. And even though Sobek is on the move right there, probably the better position to go is a little bit more middle or even into that left hip of Irizarry.
Sobek trying to give Munro a little taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, but Howells kept that one tight to the net. Yeah, he went close to the sideline, but it was much tighter to the net than what the opportunities Munro has been given.
Missed drive from Howells, side out. That one's not coming back.
So Munro hit a left-handed overhead. That's not his strength. His strength is his right-handed overhead. We didn't have an opportunity to switch there.
Jack Munro has the ability to be ambidextrous on the court.
There's that right-hander. Nice dig, though, from Irizarry, but Sobek can't get that last one. Just too much pressure.
Oh, the right-handed overhead came after a pair of left-handed dinks.
8-3-1.
Good hands there from Irizarry.
Munro a little frustrated there. Wanted to get into that hands battle, but Irizarry got on top of it before Munro could.
8-3-2.
Munro puts it right past Sobek.
I think he hurt himself right there.
He came up ginger, and Jack Munro had some back problems about a month or so ago, and after one of the two-handed backhand dinks, he came up pretty stiff, and the next two were one-handed dinks where he stood a little more straight up.
Championship point for Howells and Munro. They'll have to wait just a moment, as that's a side out. Howells comes up short.
Loose, dead, like caught it on his paddle.
4-10-1.
Sobek through the middle for the point.
Good ball movement there from Sobek and Irizarry, excuse me. Moving that ball around, and then Howells just popping up that last one. Munro tried to keep him in there for a couple more, but not able to get enough on the counter.
The shadow take back from Munro.
No, I don't think it was a shadow take back. He took it back to try and sell it, and Howells is like,
I got it.
I'm just going to step in before you even get there. Oh, it stayed in.
Yep.
Sobek didn't think it was going to.
Sobek caught out of position as Munro puts it at his feet, and a second attempt at championship point.
10-5-1.
Everybody loves the net roller. Ooh, that was slippery.
Okay.
Nice little inside out misdirect there from Sobek.
Championship point number 3. Just long off the paddle of Howells.
I didn't think it was going to be long. I thought he had it, and it just carried, especially into the wind right there.
And credit Sobek and Irizarry from playing some quality defense, fighting off 3 championship points.
Fighting here.
Just one.
Just like that. Give it back right away.
Irizarry gets on top, another point. They're back within 4 here in game number 2.
Well, Munro and Howells playing a little too loose right now. Taking some opportunities that really aren't the best decisions. Something they weren't doing in game 1.
Yeah, and You get a timeout here from Howells and Munro, and I hate saying it, Munro is stiff.
Yeah. He's breathing heavy too. You see him having to take deep breaths after each point.
He has not hit he may have hit one or two-handed backhand dings since then.
Offensive timeout as Will Howells and Jack Munro will have their fourth opportunity to capture their fourth gold medal here on tour. They lead at 10-6 after they ran away with game number 1, 11-0. And given the situation with Jack Munro maybe a little stiff in the back, coming out of this timeout, how does Howells perhaps protect him a little bit and get out of this match?
Well, I don't think they've been out of any points. Like Chad said, they got a little loose.
Yeah.
They just need to stay solid. If they stay solid here, they have 2 more serves to do it. I think they just stay solid. Even if Munro is not dinking hard cross-court with the two-hander, he's still just as solid with his cut backhand. Just stay in it, wait for the right opportunity, and look to finish it here.
It'll be Munro to serve first. Irizarry finally gets an ATP.
A little help from the net cord right there too.
Championship point number 5. Sobek with the body bag. Nothing doing for Howells and Munro.
Nah, it's good point construction from Irizarry and Sobek staying patient themselves, and then Sobek taking a chance inside out. Bodies up, Howells. Spot.
Irizarry forcing the issue with Munro. Finally, the point ends on an error.
The ball may have been going out right there. That Howells hit high up above the shoulders.
That one Howells puts inside the line.
Well, and that's on that backhand flick. That's one where Howells wants to be fully extended and take full acceleration through, because if it's closer to him, he has a tendency to hit that one deep with a little too much power.
So for rather Howells a little short, and Sobek and Irizarry within 2.
What did we say early on that we could get some of those 40-shot rallies? We've got a bunch of long rallies here lately.
Howells put it wide.
They're trying to think it hit him, but Sobek saying,
not a challenge.
That's not a challengeable call. It's wide.
wow.
Once down by 7, they're back within 1.
Ooh.
Oh, Sobek had it cross court, missed it, and it's going to bring up a 6th championship point.
Tuck it down, Will Howells. He tried, almost looked to play it. Munro, good communication. Oh, man. How many? 7 now?
Yeah.
This will be number 7. Wide down the line. 7 opportunities to capture gold. They have not been able to do it.
You have to give advantage to Sobek and Irizarry right now. Howells and Munro really struggling to close this one out.
Why?
Just flat. Not a whole lot of intensity. They got a little bit loose. Now it's time to reel it back in.
Sobek pushes the forehand wide. 2nd serve on the way.
That was much more, as far as in the intensity scale right there. They sped things up. They increased the tempo.
All the way back to tie it up.
This is unbelievable.
It slid along the paddle of Sobek right there.
They trailed 10-3-1. Since then, it is a 7-0 run. Sails long. Sobek still with a hug for Irizarry as they have knotted this thing up at 10 apiece.
Hug it out.
Nope.
Oh, net cord crawler from Irizarry.
But that's what we haven't seen since game 1, really, is the 3rd shot drive from Munro.
Yeah.
It was a good one. Irizarry just gets some love off the tape.
Irizarry may have hit an out ball, but puts it on the body of Howells to force a quick side out. And you can feel the momentum shift here on championship court. Water, they have a game point. Munro.
That's gutsy right there.
Still 2nd serve, so game point number 2. Clips the very edge of the line for side out.
Never mind. The Ernie wasn't gutsy. That was. Forget it. I just one up you. Wow.
What a second game this has turned out to be. Oh. Sobek finally puts it away.
That's what I saw yesterday in a quarterfinal match. with Irizarry and Sobek. It was hands like that, and they ended up on top of most of those points. It was incredible.
Sobek tried to sneak it through, catch Munro as he was trying to reestablish it out of the kitchen. Quick step there from Munro, just gets on top of it, punches it through.
Sobek couldn't get out of the way. Championship point number 8.
He tried yanking his paddle down, but it goes off the edge guard. Wow.
Oh, just goes deep.
Did you see Howells after he hit it too? It clipped the tape and he was walking forward like, I got this. But he hit it too hard.
Yeah, but it's an excellent step over there from Munro to be able to cover the vacant court after Howells leaves for the Ernie. And that gives Howells time to get back into the court.
Sobek not able to get out of the way.
Someone in the stands on the put away goes, there it is, but Irizarry dug it out. Nothing is guaranteed.
Championship point number 9.
You got it.
They put up a tremendous fight in game number 2, but it is 4 straight golds in men's doubles on the APP Tour for Will Howells and Jack Munro.
people at AARP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Game 2 here, and it was a tough one. It looked like it was going to be smooth sailing for Munro and Howells, but Chad, different story in Game 2.
Well, it took almost 30 minutes for them to close it out after being up 10-3. Irizarry and Sobek actually had a game point, but Howells and Munro proving too strong toward the end, and it keeps Howells' Triple Crown hopes alive. They're courtside with Dorian Croft.
Thanks, guys. Jack, Will, congratulations. Yet another gold medal on tour for you guys, and that makes it 4 straight. You guys came out, it was business-like in game number 1, 11-0. What was the game plan coming in?
Simply playing our game. I mean, I just started wearing in a new paddle, so I felt good with my drive. So I started taking advantage of that. As you can see, I hit deeper serves, better drives, and Will was able to take advantage.
Game number 2, you guys came out strong. They made it a game there late. 9 championship points before you guys were able to close it out. What gave you the confidence after each one to make you feel like you still had it in your control?
Yeah, just knowing that that we're capable with our game and getting our feet going, really. We got a little bit lackadaisical there and had to bring the energy up towards the end to finish it out.
Jack, Will obviously going for the Triple Crown. He's now 2/3 of the way there. To play next to him, to give him this opportunity, what is that like for you?
Nah, he ain't getting the Triple Crown, unfortunately. Sorry, but I mean, last time he was trying to go for it. Hopefully this time it goes the same. I mean, nah, he's awesome. I love it. I love it.
That's right. Jack and Will going to be on opposite sides of the net coming up in mixed doubles, but they are your men's doubles gold medalists here in Fort Lauderdale.
Munro and Howell take gold here in Fort Lauderdale, but like you said, if Munro has anything to say about it, Will Howells will not get the Triple Crown, Chad.
Well, you know Munro is trying to give Howells a similar outcome to what he had in Daytona, where Munro and Fudge were able to take their first gold in mixed doubles. But we'll take a break, and we'll come back and see if Howells can make history here at the APP Fort Lauderdale Open.